Hello, dear students. Today we are going to start class 10th History, Chapter 4 The Making of a Global World, Part 3. Students, in this part we will cover Introduction, Role of Technology, Late 19th Century Colonism. Students, before starting today's content, let us discuss what we have discussed in previous part. Students, in previous part we have seen the three flows that is identified by the economists. The first is the flow of trade, which the 19th century referred largely to the trade in goods. Those goods were cloth or wheat. The second is the flow of labor, the migration, people in search of employment. The third is the movement of capital for short term or long term investments over long distances. Students, globalization had given a different shape to the world economy. In that, we have discussed about the Corn Laws, as industrialization had taken place in Britain. Population growth from the late 18th century had increased the demand for food grains in Britain as urban centers expanded the industries. The demand for agricultural products went up, pushing up food grain prices. As people they were coming to the cities, the industrial growth was there. The demand of agricultural products went up, and that increased the food grain prices. Under pressure from landed groups, the movement under the pressure of landed groups, the government also restricted the import of corn. Landed group pressurized the government to put restriction on the import of corn so that they can make profit. The law allowing the government to do this were commonly known as Corn Laws. Unhappy with high food prices, industrialists and urban dwellers forced the abolition of the Corn Laws. Because of the demand of common people, the Corn Law was abolished. Because of abolition of Corn Laws, now import started of corn, but that made the situation worse because it was very difficult for the common people, or those were the domestic producers, to compete with the imports. Vast areas were now left uncultivated, and thousands of men and women were thrown out of work. They flocked to the cities or migrated overseas. In that, mostly people they migrated to America and Australia, and their were lands cleared for food production. They started clearing their land, that is to increase the production to meet the British demand. We have seen along with that the development of railways, that is to send these products to different markets. We have seen the migration of the people, that is to get jobs. We have also seen the global agricultural economy, in that food no longer came from a nearby village or town but from thousands of miles away. We have also seen the canal colonies, those were developed by the Britishers, that is to increase the food production. Mainly wheat they wanted to grow, and cotton for the export. The canal colonies, as the areas irrigated by new canals were called, were settled by peasants from other parts of Punjab. We have seen that nearly 60% of this trade comprised primary products. Whatever the trade was done by the Britishers, in that 60% of the trade comprised primary products, that is, agricultural products such as wheat and cotton, and minerals such as coal. So, in this way, Britishers they wanted to expand the production of these products so that they can export it and make profit. Now, today we will start the role of technology. Students, without technology, we cannot imagine globalization. So, technology plays a vital role in globalization. Technology definitely played an important role in globalizing the world economy during this period. Some of the major technological innovations were the railways, steamship, and telegraph. Railways helped in connecting the hinterland to the ports. Steamships helped in transporting goods in bulk across the Atlantic. Telegraph helped in speeding up the communication and thus facilitated better economic transaction. So, students, there is a great role of transportation and communication in the development of globalization. The railways, steamships, the telegraph, for example, were important inventions without which we cannot imagine the transformed 19th century world. Without this, we cannot imagine the globalization. But technological advances were often the result of larger social, political, and economic factors. For example, colonization stimulated new investments and improvements in transport. Faster railways, lighter wagons, and larger ships helped move food more cheaply and quickly from faraway farms to final markets. Students, not only it made the globalization easier, it also changed the political, economic, and social factors. Because of this, colonization started. Now, the colonial rulers they reached to their destinations. It they were interested in the investment, and that was possible because of the improved transport system. Now, transportation also changed the economic and social life of the people. As it changed the political life, it changed the social and economic life of the people. As faster railways, lighter wagons, and larger ships helped move food more cheaply and quickly from faraway farms to final markets. As the cost of transportation became less, so cheaply people were getting the food, so that made peace and harmony in the society. It developed equality in the society, so it affected the social life of the people. trade in meat. Students, the trade in meat offers a good example of this connected process. Till the 1870s, animals were shipped live from America to Europe and then slaughtered when they arrived there. Students, earlier animals were kept live on the ships, that is to take from one place to another place for the meat, and when they reached the destination, there they were slaughtered. But live animals took up a lot of ship space. Many also died in voyage as the distances were long, so many of the animals died in between the journey. Sometimes they fell sick, lost weight, or became unfit to eat. Meat was hence an expensive luxury beyond the reach of European poor, as the transportation cost was high, the loss in weight, the sickness of animals increased the price of the meat, which was far away from the reach of common people. High prices in turn kept demand and production down until the development of new technology, namely refrigerated ships, which enabled the transport of perishable foods over long distances. So there was need to do the invention of such ships. The ships were needed to be refrigerated so that the meat can be kept fresh for a long time due to long distances. So, refrigerated ships were needed for the transport of perishable foods over long distances. Students, arrival of refrigeration technology changed the picture. Now animals could be slaughtered in America and processed meat could be shipped to Europe. This helped in better utilization of space in the ships. This also helped in better availability of meat for the Europeans and thus prices fell. Now even the common people could afford to eat meat on a regular basis. So students, refrigerated ships as invented, it made the price of meat less for common people. Now common people can also afford meat in their diet because now animals were slaughtered for food at the starting point in America, Australia or New Zealand and then transported to Europe as frozen meat. This reduced shipping cost and lowered meat prices in Europe. The poor in Europe could now consume a more varied diet. To the earlier monotony of bread and potatoes, many, though not all, could now add meat and butter and eggs. Now earlier they were dependent on common food items, those are bread and potatoes. But because of refrigerated ships, now they were able to add butter and eggs, meat in their diet. Better living conditions promoted social peace within the country and support for imperialism abroad. Students, now the less price of meat changed the social life. Now people were satisfied. Now it led to better living conditions and social peace within the country, and because of this the European countries, they focused on imperialism. They started thinking about the development of their nation through the imperialism abroad. Students, now we will see late 19th century colonism. As in previous content we have seen the importance of technology in globalization. Because of technology, the political, social and economic life of the people were changed. The refrigerated ships changed the social life of the people. The meat prices fell down and it became the part of common people's diet. That led to better living conditions, promoted social peace within the country, and support for imperialism abroad. Now, students, in many parts of the world, the expansion of trade and closer relationship with the world economy also meant a loss of freedom and livelihoods. Late 19th century European conquest produced many painful economic, social, and ecological changes through which the colonized societies were brought into the world economy. In 1885, the big European powers met in Berlin to compete the carving of Africa between them. Britain and France made vast additions to their overseas territories in the 19th century. Belgium, Germany, and US became new colonial powers. Students, trade flourished, the markets expanded in late 19th century, but this was not only a period of expanding trade and increased prosperity. It is important to realize that there was a darker side to this process. In many parts of the world, the expansion of trade, a closer relationship with the world economy, also meant a loss of freedoms and livelihoods. Late 19th century European conquest produced many painful economic, social, and ecological changes through which the colonized societies were brought into the world economy. Students, colonism is having two sides. One is darker side, another is brighter side. So students, as we have seen, the economic development of the countries those were colonized, expansion of trade and closer relationship with the world economy, that is the brighter side of colonism. On the other side, that is the darker side, a loss of freedoms and livelihoods of the people. Because of the colonization, people they suffered a lot. Their livelihood and freedoms were restricted. So, in this way, we can't say that it was totally beneficial for the people, as it changed the economic, social, and political life of the people. It produced many painful economic, social, and ecological changes through which the colonized societies were brought into the world economy. Students, here the map of colonized Africa at the end of 19th century is given here. You will see some countries' borders run straight as if they were drawn using a ruler, but in fact this was almost how rival Europeans in Africa drew up the borders, demarcating their respective territories. In 1885, the big European powers met in Berlin to complete the carving up of Africa between them. Students, as European powers, they were interested in colonization. They wanted to acquire more and more resourceful places, that is, to do the development of their nation. They wanted to use the resources of that country for the development of their own nation. In that trend, they acquired Africa. Many of the European countries they met at Berlin, that is to divide Africa. Britain and France made vast additions to their overseas territories in the late 19th century. Belgium and Germany became new colonial powers. The US also became a colonial power in the late 1890s by taking over some colonies earlier held by Spain. So, here we have seen that Africa was divided by different European countries. Those were interested in colonialism. They met at Berlin, and this partition is known as Paper Partition. They divided Africa, the borders demarcated their respective territories. In this way, the colonization had taken place in Africa, in that mostly European powers were engaged. In the last, test your progress. Which important inventions transformed 19th century world? How could frozen meat reach European market now in reduced cost? What was paper partition? What was the impact of colonialism on various colonies? So students, some questions are here. Try to answer these questions. That is to check your understanding. Thank you.